Hello Galactic family. We hear you say something big is happening. Please know that you are feeling, as a huge impression, the accumulation of countless changes that we have been talking about for years. As more and more of these changes come to fruition, there will be times when that feeling will be pushed to the front of your consciousness. Sometimes you'll assign it to a current thing, like an incoming energy wave, for example. And at other times, you will have a sense of loss. But if you are able to stretch your senses enough, you will almost always be able to feel the momentum of building changes across the planet. One of the things that is becoming obvious is that individuals are having their buttons tight. There are many necessary changes that have not yet begun to manifest. And time is running a little faster now, due to what has been a great resistance to change. The status quo seemed better for many who wanted to maintain their position, power and luxury, things that are truly ephemeral at best. What you did as a group is to incarnate in places and in groups of souls that would react in certain ways if certain things came to exist. In other words, you would explode if someone pushed your buttons. Well, these buttons are in many cases being pushed, some intentionally and some not. But those who are pushing the buttons are discovering that you are not as easy to control as they assumed they would be. And they will find that the results of the things they set in motion will expand in directions they did not anticipate. For example, someone decides to threaten someone with a demonstration of female power. But now, you see, there are many millions of women across your globe who have seen unequivocally exactly how much power they have. And now, it may be a good idea to avoid doing this again. We talked recently about how many changes you will experience during this time. And if you keep your eyes open, you can see what's happening. This has not yet reached its full strength. And a lot is still being kept hidden from you, but you can be sure that your lives are really in the midst of a vast flood of change. Some of these must happen because the older structures will no longer be able to continue. What is built on fear, about control, about darkness, will not be able to continue. Not all changes will be comfortable for everyone. But you're on the way to the new world you dreamed of. So how can you get through these times? We would say, dealing with what you need to deal with today. Today practice is the being centered in the heart that you have learned that you are. You do not have to deal with everything that is going on in the lives of everyone else. It is not imperative that you know about everything that is happening in every city and country on your planet. We are not saying that you should not be compassionate. We are saying that you will have enough to be compassionate about where you are. That's why you are there. There will be compassionate hearts in abundance in these other places. And that's why they're there. Your task, if you choose to accept it, is to anchor the light where you are. But we guarantee that our secretaries will not reject the knowledge of their actions. On the contrary, you, where you are, how you are, who you are writing the story that only you can dream about. Let's remind you of what we were saying to you a few years ago. I did not believe you could accomplish everything you did. But you did. You have changed the destiny of an entire planet. And this is a change that is getting to the point of being unimaginable. You are the saviors of yourselves. You are the co-creators of a new world. You are the most distant thing possible of impotent. Know this, and you cannot fail. The advice,